Good morning, you lovely Hammers fans. It's Nick from Claret and Booze, and you are listening to a very buoyant Nick. So before I get into what is going to be breaking news, not rumours, not gossip, official story from Sean Whetstone, who has had this from his senior source directly. I literally just got off the phone to him. You're watching this the morning after I received the message. I'm recording this the night before. So I'll let you know what it is in a minute. But before I do, if you enjoy the show, please drop a like on it. Even if you don't, drop a like on it because it tells YouTube to share it far and wide. Really helps us. And look, if you're new around here, subscribe. Subscribe. There's plenty more where this comes from. Okay. So I received a phone call from Sean Whetstone approximately 20 minutes, 25 minutes ago. I don't hang about, see. But I recorded a video. It was quite late, so I thought no point releasing it the night before. I'll give you something to enjoy whilst you're eating your cornflakes. Now, basically, as you all know, I've been saying for some time that David Moyes is done. He's going to be going. That's it. You know, he's gone in the summer, irrespective of what happens. And there's been other stories coming out. We've had to listen to David Moyes himself come out in press conferences and say, I'm planning for the future. You know, I've got no intention of leaving, blah, 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 blah. Well, there's a story that came out in Hammers News saying that David Moyes had issued the board with a list of targets for the rebuild in the summer that we all know is going to come. Now, off the back of that, Sean Whetstone contacted his senior source, and the response was, we're never backing them with another penny. So David Moyes and Rob Newman are never getting another penny from the club. It's not going to happen. They blame them entirely for what they see as a wasted 200 million investment. They're not saying that all the players are bad, but they're saying that the money has been spent poorly. The players don't fit into the system. It's been an absolute mess. They blame all of that on David Moyes and Rob Newman, and so they should, because they handed the keys to Rob Newman and David Moyes this season. They did. We know that David Moyes likes to get involved, but David Moyes played hardball in his contract. He negotiated that he had full control. They gave him full control. They backed him, and this is the end result. He's done. He's gone. Now, look, you can interpret it one of two ways. Some people might say, because they haven't come out, that, you know, they then were asked, you know, if you're not backing him, does that mean you're getting rid of him? Is he gone? Is he done? They didn't answer that. They didn't go that far. But they're not going to, are they? They've answered the question. You know, by saying they're not getting another penny, they're gone. It's history. Because there'd be no point in Sullivan spending 200 million on what is another massive rebuild that is required, whether we're in the Premier League or we get relegated to the Championship. There's a big rebuild there. There'd be no point in them buying him players because they know he won't use them. They know he's stubborn. They know that he won't use them. Also, they know that David Moyes, well, no, he's come out and he said as much in his podcasts and his post and pre-match interviews before, where he's come out and said it doesn't work when the club buy managers' players. It doesn't work. It has to be, he will not work in that environment. He just won't. So even if that was the case and they wanted to keep David Moyes on, which obviously that's just a mad scenario, but just say it was. Just say they wanted to keep David Moyes on, but Sullivan buys the players. There'd be no point because he wouldn't use them, which means that all of those players they buy would depreciate throughout the year. So there would be no point. So look, that is further clarification from the horse's mouth that David Moyes is gone. He's gone. I'm feeling quite chipper. It's a bit strange that the news is leaked, you know, from official channels now, but I'm happy with it. Like I say, we all know that this has happened anyway. We know, as we've said before, they've had the handshake. He's going in the summer. They know that. Why kind of they've had to... Well, look, they haven't peddled anything. They just answered the question. You know, they answered the questions that they were asked. And, they confirmed, you know, it almost laughed. We're not giving them any more money. You know, as if to say, no, they're gone. The agreement is there. They're gone. Moyes is gone in the summer. So we're not going to have to tolerate this anymore. Look, I just thought I'd bring you that exclusive breaking news from Mr. Sean Whetstone. So thank you very much for that. It is good news. It's a news that most people want to hear. So irrespective of whether he goes and wins the Conference League or not, he's gone. They're not going to trust him with another penny, and nor should they. Nor should they. It would be absolutely crazy if they did. So, yeah, like I said, let me know what your thoughts are on that. You know, do you have you got any other opinions on that? You know, would you like him to stay? Do you think the board are being unfair? Do you believe that David Moyes and Rob Newman are solely responsible for this? I do, you know. You've only got to think back to when David Moyes was holding off on signing his contract. He was playing hardball, you know, and he came out and it was well known that David Moyes had been given full control. That was the only way he was going to sign a contract. They gave him that, and it ain't worked. It hasn't worked. So yeah, look, hopefully the gamble that they've taken pays off. They should have got rid of Moyes ages ago. We know that. They took a massive gamble. It looks like we might just scrape to safety. We should do. We should be able to get the points that we need. I'm not confident. I'm not, because of the way the fixtures are falling. You know, we've got to get something out of Brentford or Man United. We need to, really. We don't want to be going into those final two games needing to win both because they're dogfights. We don't want that. So yeah, let's hope the gamble pays off. It was a mistake what they did. It doesn't matter what way you cut it, it was a mistake. But then again, if they keep us up, in retrospect, we'll look back and think, well, yeah, okay, he's kept us up, but now he's gone. You know, if we win the Europa Conference League, we could be in the conference next season. You know, the people talking about Fonseca, who's been who's a manager I'm hearing the name I'm hearing most now, the Lille manager, very, very, very good manager. I'll touch on him not physically touch on him, obviously. I'm not that kind of girl, but I'll talk about him in another show. I've done a lot of digging on him. Fantastic manager, and he is the one. There are strong links with him, and people are telling me that he is a man that wouldn't necessarily turn us down, which is a surprise. You know, he would be willing to work under David Sullivan, so I'm hearing. So yeah, Fonseca could be the next manager, but there is of course a big list. There's a lot of names that are linked with us, and they will work through that list like they always do. Land on roughly number 5. Hopefully, it's going to be a good manager, a progressive one, but it can't be any worse than what we've got now. It physically can't. Most managers would come in and it's dreamland now, you know. And you've got to give David Moyes some credit for that. You know, he came in, he laid foundations. But then once those foundations were laid, the disaster had been averted, he should have been shown the door last summer and another manager brought in to spend that money. Who could realise this vision of football, you know, that would suit the players that we've bought. And the thing is, it may materialise that the players that we've bought won't turn out to be a waste of money because somebody could come in, if they play the right style of football, they could get the most out of them. But yeah, so it looks like there's going to be a massive reshuffle in the summer. Not just David Moyes, Rob Newman's name was mentioned as well, so he's going to be gone. The head of recruitment's going to be gone, which means we're going to have another new team. Infrastructure is going to change. Obviously, Mark Noble will still be there overseeing it all, so we will have him. But yeah, so it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting in the summer. There's also the story of, you know, David Sullivan. Will he actually sell? Will he not? Will he sell? Don't know. You know, I'm pretty confident that he will. I've heard many stories now that David Sullivan is going to sell, but he's never going to admit that. You know, Sean, for instance, doesn't think that he will, but he won't, will he? Because he gets information from the club, and they're not going to tell people that they are thinking of selling if they are, because they're going to want to get the best possible price. So people are never going to try and be too keen and put the for sale sign up. You know, they want to. Yeah, I don't know. I'm confident that we'll have a new owner in the summer as well. But if we haven't and we're stuck with Sullivan, at least we know that David Moyes is going to be gone. That's one bit of good news. It is good news. Let's hope that will be in the Premier League and not the Championship. And let's hope we'll have another year of European football next year as well. But yeah, so look, I just thought I'd bring you that news. I think it's very good. I'm going to sleep well tonight. I'm going to sleep like a baby. I am. So yeah, that's it from me. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Happy Friday, very happy Friday, and I'll speak to you soon. Come on, you orange. See you later, boys. Bye.